So now, quite clearly, we're now at the cusp of widespread 5G adoption. But what role does the edge play, given that scenario where we've got like 5G?
With like 5G?
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, absolutely. If I think of the edge, like the telco edge and MEC, and how 5G, like if you define what is 5G giving us, there's the obvious things: more bandwidth, more speed, lower latency, which allows us to do edge compute inside a base station, for instance, if you wanted to. The other thing that, 5G also gives you some really interesting things. There's it's able to do network slicing and create individual slices of the cellular network where you can do quality of service control, kind of like you might do on your local area network, with your Cisco gear in your company. And then last but not least, the thing I like most about 5G, how it relates to IoT specifically, is it gives you more capacity. So with the same gear, that same cell tower and all the technology that we use, when you go to 5G, you're going to be able to have 100 times more devices connected to the same gear than you would with LTE, for instance. And so that's a huge difference. That's how we're going to be able to really start using cellular more for IoT devices. A lot of those ideas that we've had for maybe smart cities, smart connected cars, it's going to give them all that extra bandwidth and headroom that they need, because I think the statistic I read is around a cell tower with 5G in a square kilometer, you'll be able to have 1 million concurrently connected devices is what 5G will support. So that's going to be great for all of us who are in the 5G space and need to connect. We may not have reached, I think we didn't know that there were bottlenecks that we were going to potentially reach with older network technology, because we haven't connected as many devices as we thought we would. So whether it's a device, an endpoint, or an edge node, you've got more capacity, more speed, lower latency. So you're getting a lot of great characteristics that we like, things that we're accustomed to. Again, if I'm on the factory floor with the assembly line, I'm probably connecting everything with Ethernet, right? Because there's nothing faster than Ethernet and no lower latency than Ethernet. But when things have to move around and be agile and change, then you need some kind of wireless, right? And so it's great to see wireless cellular. You've always had Wi-Fi, but having cellular now play a role is going to be a big thing. And so also so with edge, putting, and again, you're seeing edge in these base stations and these metro data centers. There's Ericsson's done some of that work. I've seen some really cool startups that it almost looks like they're taking a shipping container and just dropping it somewhere in your city. And it's got all this compute and it's connected to a mobile operator's network that's between the cell tower and before they have you go out onto the open internet. To give better service to everybody with 5G, if we're doing more compute out at the edge, instead of waiting for it to go to Google Cloud Platform or Azure or AWS, this is good because it gets congestion off of the network. And so you see a lot of mobile operators, it's still kind of early days, but you're seeing mobile operators investigating MEC, not only because of the cool solutions for putting edge there, but also just the idea that they can get a lot of data traffic off of their main networks. And so edge is a great way to keep things from being clogged up with too much data, too many people. It's certainly interesting. It's still kind of early, but it'll be fun to watch. And I think there's going to be some really neat opportunities for MEC. That multi-channel edge gateway, computing is pretty cool stuff. I think we're going to see a lot of that in the coming years for sure.
Yeah, it will certainly be interesting to watch. Eh?
Yeah.
Now to
Some of
close,
it,
yeah,
some of it's, some of it's almost like how people a CDN,
yeah,
around, to cache things from the internet, trying to download to you to make it faster. Just think of it as a reverse CDN for caching things going up.
yeah, yeah,
Is a good way to think about that. You also see people doing mech stuff for things that don't seem very serious, like multiplayer gaming.
yeah, yeah,
If they put gaming nodes out at the edge, you'll have, because gamers want lower latency,
yes,
ping
of course.
times to be slower. So yeah, all kinds of crazy opportunities.
Oh, no, that's interesting.